everyone. Thanks for being here on 3 Things at 3. I'm Kimberly Keggy. We want to get back to the breaking news that we've been following. I know it's a busy time for a lot of people, but this is a story that we've now been following for 72 hours. The search for a missing 19-year-old woman who was last seen at Grayson Lake. Today, we're learning some new information, and actually just moments ago, we have something brand new into our newsroom, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But as we are starting to unfold some of that new information that's been shared with us by first responders today, I want to show you this picture. This is Marley Kinney, her family sharing this photo with us today, as she has now been missing for 72 hours. It has been an exhaustive, all-hands-on-deck search to find Marley, as she was last seen, we're told, by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources about 4 o'clock or so on Wednesday. And so we are told that this search has been so exhaustive, but today there's a new, and just within the last hour, there's been a new heightened concern because there has now been some impacts with weather. And so first responders are actually having to put the search for the missing woman on pause at the moment. That is the breaking detail that we just got into our newsroom. We've had a crew there since yesterday, as we've heard from first responders while they're searching in this case. And so here's what we can tell you right now at this moment in time. I just learned from our crew there that they are taking a pause due to the inclement weather. There's also lightning in the area, and so that is a concern for search crews who are out on the water in the wooded area there. Let's go ahead and pull up some video today to show you kind of what it looked like earlier as they were navigating that situation. Like we said, it's really been all hands on deck as the seriousness of this situation, and so there have been dozens and dozens of first responders, a lot of them focusing their efforts on the water in that area. There are also first responders who are focused on the wooded area. That is also a big concern for this. And you may notice that date there. I do apologize. That seems to be incorrect. So we'll kind of recap you this way. What we know is that those search efforts have been exhaustive. They brought in several different resources: helicopters, drones, canine units. There were also nearly 50-some volunteers who are canvassing the water bank there at the lake in hopes of finding Marley. She's not been heard from or seen since she was first reported missing on Wednesday. We do know from authorities that her last known whereabouts were on a boat. And at some point in time, they lost track of her, and that's the information that we have at this point in time. Her family also sharing a statement today that they are so grateful for all of the search efforts, the teams that have come out, the community volunteers that have come out to help search for Marley here. They have said, we are hopeful and grateful and optimistic, sharing their optimism about how they are hoping that Marley will come home and that she'll be found. We know that there are still many unanswered questions. Investigators at this point in time are going to race against the clock. She has not been seen from since Wednesday. And today, with that weather really playing a factor, it has really sort of hindered their search efforts as far as they would have liked to gone. So right now, they are still worried for Marley. They're worried if she's alive or where exactly she went missing. That's part of the question, and that is really playing such a big factor in how first responders approach this situation. They have ample amounts of training to deal with these situations, to find people appropriately, but because they don't have an exact location of where Marley is believed to have gone missing or was last seen, that has been a key detail for them to try and track down. And when you're thinking about Grayson Lake, it is very large, right? There's a lot of wooded area beside it. The lake itself is very big, and so that is really a big part of that concern. So like we said, just if you're just now joining us here on 3 Things at 3, we have brand new information in that search for the missing woman. We're just told about 10 minutes ago from Carter County Emergency Management that they are putting a pause right now on the search due to inclement weather and lightning that's in the area. And so they said they're not leaving. They're just pausing. Right now, they've got to kind of regroup until the weather can get under control, because you can't have crews out searching on the water if there's lightning. That is also another safety concern for them as well. So that will be something that we're going to have to look for. We're going to have an update for you at 4 o'clock. Charlie Roth has been on top of this story for us this entire day. And so we've learned some new details since noon when we first brought you those. But we do expect to hear from those game wardens who are leading the charge for this in hopes of bringing Marley home, and we'll have that for you at 4 o'clock as well. There is one other story that we're following on 3 Things at 3. And so we talked a little bit about how the weather is kind of putting a hindrance on that search effort in Carter County. It's also putting a hindrance on some activities that were planned outdoors tonight. Let's go ahead and show you so we can talk about it here. This is from some different summer concert series that planned. A lot of people go to Live on the Levee, 9th Street Live. It's a big activity for Friday night. But today here on WSAZ, it is a first alert weather day. We are told from our team of meteorologists that they are a little bit concerned about the weather tonight. So organizers of both these events have made some changes. We'll start with Live on the Levee. That's on the right-hand side of your screen there. Notice a little bit of difference of the timing. So usually the big headliners take the stage about 8 o'clock, but tonight the headliner, Marshall Charloff, and the Purple Experience will go on about 30 minutes earlier than planned. So they'll be there at 7:30 instead of 8. So if you are attending that event, just keep that in mind. Maybe you want to get there a little bit earlier than ever. Now, if you're there, our team of meteorologists says there is a high chance that you could experience some rain showers moving in through that. Of course, when you're talking about lightning delays, if that plays any kind of factor, organizers will come up with a plan and determine, and that may be canceling the event midway through. They have to make sure that safety is at the priority. But here is their plan for now. They've moved things around on Live on the Levee. 6:30, Heavy Hitters will take the stage, and then 7:30, the Purple Experience will headline. 9th Street Live, on the other hand, they've decided to go ahead and move indoors. They will play at Jerks at Pullman Square. The Riley Baptist Band will take the stage at 7 o'clock. All right, and for the last story here on 3 Things at 3, you know I love to leave us off on a good note. And so it's hard to believe it, but the 4th of July next week, next Saturday. But your business or the place you work at's probably observing it on Friday, so you likely get a long weekend. Well, there are some exciting things because West Virginia has really taken on a national stage appearance as they are at the Great American Fair. Let's go ahead and show you some video of a West Virginia exhibit that you can take your family to that is certainly very beautiful. Now, this one has been so popular. They've had a lot of visitors pop through this section here. And so check out this game, right? Notice that you're going through the mountains and you see that. Well, it turns out, in order to make sure that you're able to get to the game, you have to sing Country Roads on the way home. And so they also have some really neat things. The Almost Heaven lyric race where you can sing along with John Denver. This is the video here I'll show you. As you can tell, the words on the screen, Shenandoah River. You got to stay on track to stay on the road. You got to sing those lyrics. So a kind of little fun play, something that they have for people. The other thing is they've got woodworking and Almost Heaven swing. You see it there, even a picnic that you can attend. So it's a great stop. This is all happening at the Great American State Fair. That's over in Washington, D.C. Each state has a little exhibit. And so there's one from Ohio and Kentucky as well. Usually each state's tourism department puts that on place and on display for you. If you are headed that way, maybe to celebrate, I encourage you to stop by, see what our state exhibits have to offer. Now, the Great American State Fair runs through July 10th. They started up a couple of days ago, but they will be offering that through July 10th. So even if you're not headed for the 4th of July, you still have a couple days to visit it afterwards. And I encourage you on 5 o'clock, you'll kind of hear a little bit more of that lyric being shared, as it is certainly exciting to see. It's a really cool exhibit, and I would love to know who kind of came up with the idea for that. Now, whether you can hold a tune That's debatable, but I don't think that will deter you from finishing the race. So certainly exciting. If you know of any cool, neat, unique events, send me an email at WSAZ.com. It's Kimberly.Keggy@WSAZ.com. We're going to be sharing all about all of the fun that's happening in our region as we prepare for next week being a big week, a lot of vacations starting as well. So, but if you're staying here at home, we're going to be following some events that you and your family can take part in. We've got a lot happening. So we appreciate you joining us here on 3 Things at 3. And it is Friday. So I hope you have a great evening. Join us at 4, 5, and 6. We'll get some updates on that breaking news that we have been following, and we'll make sure we have the very latest for you there. Have a great weekend, everybody.